Good day. Today I'm documenting the Isologotype process for eagleblogging.com. Well, I've been blogging for a while and I had a target market which was bloggers. But now I'm switching to another target market. And so it all started with a change in direction or pivot for the blog. So the brand should reflect this change. Sometimes you see the same product, but this product only changes in appearance. And it's great. It's a way to refresh something, but when you change its core and it shows, it is then a rebrand. So a brand refresh is when you try to be aware of what your consumers find new, what their perception of attractive is through time. And so I toyed with the idea of doing a rebrand because it also shows the essence of this change. And so I had an idea on paper for my ISO logotype, commonly known as logo, and I'm documenting the process because this is not the whole rebrand. This is just ISO logotype, which is what most people consider the iconic change. And so I'm documenting it in an agile way because there is still much left to do. But let's get it on. I'm continuing with my presentation showing that Illustrator. I continue this presentation showing that Illustrator is still my preferred tool for these changes, but please don't get me wrong. I've done in Canva. I've done logos in Canva, and it's great for something really quick and something really useful too. Although I try to do a little personalization, this is what I ended up with. I drew my idea on a piece of paper, and I wanted the logo to be useful on different venues, digital venues such as social media, and so I decided on a rectangular shape. After doing my drawing, I'd I began to gather a few vectors. Mind you, this is part of a true, so to say. Now, this is part of my process for designing logos, which is an abbreviated process because I jumped a few a few stages because the customer is me. But I also gather feedback about what other individuals uh, saw as desirable, and part of my target market. And so I search for the wings. As you can see here, these are vector wings. I added an important note, a critical note, which is add a white version and maybe a color version. You will find that these processes are usually custom, and some bigger brands require more variations because they may have different places where they use it, such as a lot of different physical options, right? And so I liked the wings. Of course, it's eagle blogging, right? And so it has wings and the concept of freedom, and it's a powerful symbol too. So I like the wings, and so the wings are here. As you can see, different types. Then I played. Um, I chose, of course, a type, and I like this font because it's readable, but it's also playful, right? This one is secondary, which is why it's smaller. It has the different wings. I really like the third option, this one. I really do prefer it over the others. But this was great too because I mean the E could be closer to this and avoid say and square type. But I like the square. I ended up with this design. Then these are the three versions. And so my target market, so my target market really like this version, this color version. And here in this document, I prepared it to for being exported, and so I can use it on different places, such as the website, of course, which is it's a digital business, and the website is of the utmost importance. And I got the black and white logo. I got the white logo, which is super useful sometimes when you add it to a social media post. Let's say it's a nice panoramic view of a beach, right? And sometimes logos look like they're just stuck there, but usually the white logo blends very well with different scenarios, and so I'm using it. And finally, this, which is what I think uh, about using often, and I think it's how I'll represent the brand from now on, at least before the next rebrand or the next brand refresh. Of course, because it's a dynamic process. Businesses are a dynamic process, a thrilling, exciting process, and so this is what I got today. And so uh, this is how I ended my process, right? The process is what I've been doing is first doodle, then vectors and options and playing around. I did it relatively fast because I knew what I wanted. Then the combinations and then the feedback, right? And sometimes, based on feedback, you make a few changes here and there, and these little details really are critical to communicate what you're about. And so, this is it. This is part of my larger rebrand initiative. And you may be wondering, so what's left? Well, you can have your own custom brand process, right? But I think of adding this logo to the website, change the colors of the website, do a landing page for the website, which is not going to be the list of blog posts, right? It's going to be a custom landing page, the main page. And of course, I'll be using it in social media and on videos. And since it's vector, you can play around with it as you wish on different programs. And if you haven't used the brand options in Canva, I recommend you to use them. You can make these programs interact with each other. It doesn't mean that if you use Canva, you won't use Photoshop or Illustrator. On the contrary, they may feed on each other, and the result may be much better, right, than using just one. But this is, of course, if you choose to, because you're free to uh, do and design the way you want it, and you can try many things. And as I said, it's a process. It's very rewarding, and so thank you so much for sticking with me.